You're going to have some dudes in that tournament going hard to try to win their divisions. It'll be good. Yeah. And then they'll take about a month and a half off and they'll be back.
I do have to admit, when I was watching it last night, every time they squatted, I was hearing fart sounds in my head.
No, I understood what you meant.
It's just my stupid brain.
Just be sure, guys, if I ever raid over to that sumo channel, don't go, LOL, he fat, because the guy will immediately ban you. The guy has no qualms over banning people who show up and just go, oh, look at those fat guys. Just like, you're out. This is a professional sport. Get out of here.
Yeah.
You DM'd my mom? Does that mean you're my new dad? I think I asked Lucid that when Lucid spent the night over at your house, Mom.
Yeah, I remember that.
Lucid stayed overnight, and I was all like, wait, Lucid, are you my new dad? And he was like, yes.
Aww.
What?
He's petting a doggy.
Who is?
What a cute dog.
What happened? Rika's new dad confirmed. Incorrect. I already called Lucid Daddy, but for a different reason. I gotta quickly get that sentence out before people take it out of context. People are gonna clip that and cut off my sentence. It'd be all like, I already called Lucid Daddy, and they're gonna be like, LOL. Look at what Matt said.
Well, Lucid happened to be in my city, and I invited him to stay at my house instead of
Sleeping in
going to
his
a
truck.
motel or sleeping in his truck, and he did. And we had an interesting conversation about Matt, and that was it.
Uh-oh. I don't like the way that went. You don't have to justify our relationship to anyone, Mom.
Lucid was a perfect gentleman.
So he bought you dinner first.
Well, no, actually, I made him dinner, I think, if I remember right. It's been a while. Or maybe we all just starved. I don't know.
That I can tell you right now, that did not occur. I know Lucid well enough. If it came to starving, Lucid would have been all like, I'm going to go get food and bring it back.
But I enjoyed meeting him. Thank you for coming, Lucid. No, I meant that the right way.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's amazing. Thank you for coming, Lucid. And then Mom immediately goes, I meant that a different way. Oh no. Oh no.
Lucid, thank you for being my guest.
Lucid is my new dad. I like how mom has definitely been watching my stream for a long time, because when she said that, she immediately was all like, giggity.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming, LOL. That is not the kind of joke Mom would have made when I was growing up.
I was not a gamer when you were growing up, right?
No. Well, no. Not really. You would play a game every now and then, but it would be like, yeah, I'll play a quick match of Dr. Mario or something.
Yeah,
That's the extent of what you would do.
it's not really gamer quality.
What the
Oh,
fuck?
good grief.
What is going on over there?
There's this thing
Oh,
here, and every person that I claim dings.
this is the Jesus Christ. This is the choir. Mom's over here making it rain. Yeah, the whole I'm taking these clips out of context, and then my streamer bot immediately was all like, "Hey, everybody, go join Discord so you can see these clips." Thanks, Nightbot. Anyway, back to sumo.
Yeah, safe conversation.
There's a Ukrainian guy who's currently leading in the 2nd division, and I want him to win. Yeah, Cappy's like, she. We were rooting for the other Ukrainian guy in the 2nd division, but this guy beat him, so now we're like, okay, we'll switch to this guy. We liked them both, but like originally we were going like, I really hope this guy wins the division. That dude's killing it. Shishi? Yeah, he is. He's only lost one match, I think. He's like 14 or 13-1 right now. Dude.
So is it an elimination tournament or just a points tournament?
Neither. It's a win-loss rating tournament. So like, I guess you could consider it a points tournament for ease. But like it's broken up into 6 divisions, right? And it goes from 6 all the way up to 1 being the highest. And so each division has its own champion during the tournament. And then whether you have a winning or losing record determines whether you move up or down in the rankings or divisions for the following tournament. So, for example, the guy Shishi right now, he's in Division 2, which is the 2nd highest division. And he's already locked in a winning tournament because you only have to win 8 matches to finish in a winning ratio, which means his rank will increase next tournament. But I think he's like rank 15 in Division 2. So he's probably he's not moving up to Division 1. He'll probably move up to like single digits in Division 2 for the next tournament. And then, so I mean, he'll still be in the same division next tournament, but he'll be ranked higher, which means that if he wins significantly again, he may move up into Division 1 the next tournament after that one.
Okay.
But it's also like all your wins and losses are always valid. It's like if you move from one tournament to another, it's not like your wins and losses from the previous tournament are erased. They still keep those in consideration for your ranking.
Sounds like it's not really comparable to any other sport like boxing or auto racing or football or anything like that. It's got its own
It does.
way of
It
doing it.
Yeah, it does. It has its own ranking system. I don't know if I mentioned this to you last time, but that's why they currently have an epidemic of rikishi who perform injured
Yeah.
because if you don't fight for any reason, including injury, they consider it a loss. So that's why you have a lot of these guys who will fight injured.
Yeah, I saw one guy last night that had his shoulder all taped up.
Yeah. And it's a problem that they're they're trying to see if they can figure something out or maybe make a rule change at some point to help, because too many of them are fighting injured and then getting more injured and then
Ending careers and stuff.
yeah, stuff like that. So they said uh, the guy who hosts the channel and does the English commentary was saying that there's like this movement in modern sumo to try to to figure something out to change the way that works. But it's the sport is so steeped in tradition that
Yeah.
it's going to take a lot to change something like that.
Yeah. It's a cultural thing.
Sure.
It's not just a sport, it's a cultural thing.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing. The sport originated as a religious thing because it's based off of like Shinto. Um, I don't know what you would call it.
Ceremony.
Yeah, Shinto ceremonies. So there's a somewhat religious aspect to some of the things. We watched a bunch of YouTube videos because, Cappy and I, we get an interest and we're very much like, as soon as we get the interest, we're like, I want to know everything. So
Yeah.
we dove into a bunch of YouTube channels that do a lot of focus on sumo, and they explained like how the ring is made. Because the ring is built at the beginning of every tournament by um, the referees and judges, and it's built by hand with wooden tools every single time.
Hmm.
Um, they explained what throwing the salt is for. The sumo wrestlers that stomp on the ground, they explain what that's about because that has meaning. All kinds of stuff like that, and it was really, really interesting. And that kind of helped get us to fall in love with the sport. With how, also the other thing that we really like about it is how respectful all of the rikishi are, because it's like there's no showboating. So you win your match, and all you do is you bow to your opponent and you leave. That's it.
Yeah.
There's no like, yeah, I did it. You don't do any of that. It's like you won. Okay, get out. Next.
And the guy that loses doesn't show any disappointment or
Right. The most you'll see is if somebody loses, they'll do the thing where they like close their eyes and they're like,
yeah.
but then
Dang.
yeah. Essentially just dang. Yeah. And then they move on. And that's one of the things we really liked about it is it's not a sport that emphasizes like showmanship other than performance. right?
Yeah.
Like if you want to get a lot of fans and show people that you're an awesome wrestler, get out there and win matches. That's how you do it. We were watching this one. Apparently, a bunch of the like, they're not teams, but there's like training facilities that they call stables.
Mm-hmm.
And a bunch of these stables have their own like YouTube channels where they'll show what's going on at the stable for training, and some of the more popular wrestlers will have like, I'm gonna go out tonight and hang out with some friends, and they'll have a little video about what he did and stuff like that. And there's some of them that get really popular with the fans for just stuff on their YouTube channels because they're like hanging out like normal dudes,
Mm-hmm.
just doing
Yeah.
everyday stuff. We were watching this one the other day where the guy was playing with kittens because in the apparently in the stable, part of the stable is also a like a cat rescue.
Hmm.
And he was in there playing with some of the kittens during some off time that he had, and some of the ladies that take care of the cat rescue were in there, and they were like, oh, the cats really like you. And he's like, yeah, this is really different from when I sneak in here at night and play with the kittens when you guys aren't here. And they were like, you sneak in here at night? And he's like, yeah, I like playing with the cats. And they were like, you're not supposed to sneak in here at night to play with the kittens. And he's like, oh, well, like, that's what I do.
Not hurting anything, so why not?
Yeah, that was Ura. And they were just like, you're not supposed to do that. That's against the rules. And he's just like, oh, well. My stable master knows now, so if he wants to do something about it, he can, I guess. But that like endears him to his fans, so he's not like, he's in Division 1, so he's really good, but he's not highly ranked in Division 1. He's like in the middle of the pack. And but he's got one of the larger fan followings just because he's really likable at all the stuff he does outside of
Yes.
sumo.
I saw one picture last night. They showed one of them cooking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it just kind of shows that they're normal people.
Oh yeah. Well, like they said that the lower rank Rikishi at the stables, their job is to cook for the rest of the sumo that are there.
Ah.
That's like one of their duties.
As like firemen.
Yeah, yeah. Like, oh, you're the new guy, huh? Okay, well, you're cooking. And they teach them how to cook this specialty stew that all the stables make, because it's like the staple food for the wrestlers, because it's extremely healthy, but it does help put on weight, and it's very high in calorie because obviously they're doing a lot of working out all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But the stipulation is the higher rank wrestlers at the stable eat first, and then you go down the ranking until the guy who actually cooked the food eats last. And they're like, that's another way we teach him how to cook the correct amount of this stew every day, because if he doesn't cook enough, that means he doesn't get much.
Yeah.
So it's like, you learn real fast that you need to cook more of that stuff.
Well, it's interesting learning about other cultures in that way.
Oh, heck yeah, dude. Yeah, Cappy and I have a little bit of obsessive personalities about things like that, so we're... Yeah, what? Yeah. But as soon as we got into it, we were just like, we're going to dive hard into learning everything we can about sumo. Yeah, worth. Yeah. The next thing we're trying to learn is all the different ranks so that we can understand how these people fit into the overall ranking when they're announcing them and stuff. Because
Mm-hmm.
right now they start announcing all their different ranks, and we're just kind of like, I know that's high up, but I don't really know what that means. We're probably not going to have that down until the next time the next tournament is on, because we won't be able to put any of it into practice. You make like $15,000 for 1 or 2 hours of power washing. Lucrative.
Yeah.
Oh no,
I
that's the total money I have, not for this job.
yeah.
That's all my money over all the jobs. And of course I've spent a bunch, but yeah, I don't see us not talking about sumo going forward. We're gonna every couple of months we're gonna start getting into it again.
Well, that's okay.
Being like, sumo's back, let's go.
It's like we were there for a while about marble races.
Yeah. I still watch marble races. I don't watch them as often as I used to, but
Oh, the another person we were watching a lot of for a while. I remember Damian,
yeah. The
the
guy who
dog
did
groomer.
the dog guy. Yeah, what about
They're
him?
expecting.
Oh, hey, nice.
She hadn't been helping him, Sonia. She hadn't been helping him for a while, and he said, some people asked me why Sonia hadn't been here. And he said, but it's because she's going to have a baby. I was like,
Nice.
yeah, man, all right.
Now you want to watch American Gladiator? You could just watch sumo. Like, it's essentially the same thing, except a real sport. I used to watch American Gladiator all the time growing up. That show was awesome.
Yeah, it was funny.
American Gladiator had cool obstacles. I mean, well, yeah, but. And it was like, technically, it was also real. It's just they weren't professional athletes, they were average dudes. Growing up as kids, we also had the kid version of American Gladiators in the US. Actually, I don't even know if it was a US show, because none of the announcers were American. But it was called Guts.
I don't remember that.
Oh man, Guts was so cool. You liked the Nerf shooting course? Who didn't? That was one of the best parts of American Gladiators. This tennis ball launcher launches tennis balls at 200 miles an hour. Guts had the aggro crag, giant mountain that you would try to climb at the end.
I've been watching How It's Made.
Oh yeah, I like that show.
They've been having marathons. Well, the marathon videos on YouTube
Sure.
about it. And this afternoon they were showing how they make climbing walls,
Oh, nice.
stuff like that. I always found it fascinating to watch that.
How It's Made is really good.
It's a Canadian show.
I always wish that the History Channel and TLC and stuff never got turned into um, what they are today. They're not as good now as they used to be when we were growing up.
Yeah, Ted Turner was behind all of that. And then they got bought out.
Thank you, reality TV. Yeah, History Channel is all about aliens and Bigfoot now, and it's just like, man, I remember when I could watch like World War II documentaries and stuff.
We used to call it the Hitler Channel
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because it seemed like that's all all they would show is World War II.
Now, if you want that stuff, you just have to go to YouTube and find somebody who does it on YouTube.
Yeah. That's one reason I like watching YouTube is that you could concentrate on just about whatever you want to watch.
Oh yeah.
There's going to be somebody showing it.
I want to learn how they build the clay fighting ring for sumo wrestling tournaments. Boom, here's this hour and a half video explaining everything in detail.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude, let's go. That's what I'm talking about. 72%.
Woohoo!
Watching sumo at work the other day. My boss was like, Are you watching sumo wrestling?
Yeah, dude.
I was like, yeah, man. And it starts off the same way every American generally is when you start talking about the sumo. They're like, LOL. That, yeah. He fat, he slap other guy. And then I talked to him about it for like 5 minutes and he was like, oh crap, really? I was like, yeah, man, this is awesome. And he's like, man, maybe I should watch some. Slowly but surely, I will convert everyone I know into sumo fans. I already got Lucid. And Cappy, yeah. All I had to say was, I really like Shishi. I hope he wins. And Lucid was like, oh my god, that guy's been kicking ass. And I'm like, yep. Lucid's been watching sumo. He knows. We got him, chat. Much to Devoid's chagrin, I'm sure. God, the whole floor blinked at me when I dinged that. I was like, ah, my eyes. You're really self-hyping yourself for American Gladiators? I'm sure you can find it on YouTube pretty easily.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody has to have put it up on YouTube by now.
What was the one with the females?
Sorry, the way you said that, my mind immediately went to Ferengis. Because every time someone says females, I hear Ferengi saying it. Oh,
Yeah, I know
look at
what you
all
mean.
those females.
But you remember the ones, what?
Xena
The,
Warrior Princess, says Lucid.
no, no, the, the, the sporting thing.
The
That was
sporting
similar to,
sporting thing with females.
yeah, they had things like knocking each other off of a log into water and stuff like that.
I mean, there was women's American Gladiators.
I don't know. Maybe that's what I'm thinking about, but it seemed like it was called something else. But that just may be my memory.
Yeah, I don't recall one. Lucid says that was also American Gladiators, maybe.
Yeah, it could be.
That's the only thing I could think of. Either that, or you might be thinking of what was the Japanese game show that got dubbed into English? It's really funny. Or what was that show called? Yeah, Most Extreme Elimination Challenge. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that, but no, this was different. This was an American show that they all dressed up kind of like Wonder Woman and
You're still describing American Gladiators.
okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I said, maybe. But it wasn't like an obstacle course or anything that they were going through. It was like, I don't know. It was,
Different events kind of thing.
yeah. Maybe they dumbed it down for females. I don't know. That wouldn't have been unheard of in those days.
No. I don't know. The women's American Gladiators was pretty much the same as the men's. There were one or two things that were changed for women's, but the bulk of it was the same. All right, Lucid. You hope dinner won't be in and out? My lunch was in and out. And no, I don't mean the burger joint. I mean, later onset lactose intolerance is what I mean. I wasn't, as far as you were aware, Mom, I wasn't lactose intolerant growing up, was I?
No.
Well, I am now.
Or if you were, you didn't tell me about it.
I don't recall being lactose intolerant when I was young either.
Well, it changes as you get older. I've developed a mild case of lactose intolerance, but it's a good thing in my case.
I mean, mine's not mild. If I eat too much cheese, my body's like, evacuation, now. And I'm like, Cappy, get out of the bathroom. She's like, but I gotta get out. I'm gonna blow this
Uh,
bathroom up. The Crystal Maze is one you were talking about. There was a show called The Crystal Maze. I don't recall this.
that doesn't sound familiar to me either.
I remember there were kid versions of it. Like there was what was that game show for kids that had like the green parrots and the purple monkeys and stuff like that? Legend of the Hidden Temple. Yeah. Legend of the Hidden Temple was awesome.
I think I vaguely remember that one.
It had a giant talking moai head.
Yeah.
And the kids would answer a bunch of like historical questions about ancient civilizations and win points, and then at the end they'd have to run through the hidden temple.
Yeah.
And
Nickelodeon, right?
I think so.
I liked Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
That was also really good.
In fact, we had the computer game.
I remember having some weird computer game growing up that was definitely educational. That was like a mystery computer game where you had to guess who done it. And all the bad guys were like horrible robot monsters. One of them was like a vacuum cleaner and stuff. I guess they weren't really robots, but
I don't doubt it.
I forgot what that game was. But it was really crappy graphics because it was in like 1992 or something.
And then there was the best children's show of all time, Wishbone.
I liked Wishbone.
I loved Wishbone.
I liked Wishbone like even into high school.
I have Beanie Babies that are Wishbone.
That's cute.
I have 2 of them.
You were thinking about Carmen Sandiego when I was talking about the giant head game? Yeah. The one thing that
One of
bothered
the.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say the one thing that bothered me the most about the Legend of the Hidden Temple is because it showed me how stupid the average kid my age actually was. Because I would watch it and I'd be like, this is obviously the answer. This isn't even a difficult question. And the kid would be like, it's so hard. I don't get it. Yes. What is that game? That game had
Called Super Solvers Midnight Rescue.
Super Solver's Midnight Rescue. Yeah. That game also had a couple of sequels, I think.
Hmm.
Guess who did it? Bad guys are robots.
And it just came up, huh?
That's the first thing that came up.
I'm sure there were a bunch of kids from my age group that were like, "What was that game?"
Yep.
Super Solver's Midnight Rescue. And it was so like it wasn't even difficult. It was so silly and dumb. Like you had to answer quiz questions and the answers would try to give you hints as to who the bad guy was and where they were located. And if you got all the quiz answers right, the next hint would just tell you who the bad guy was and where they were. It was no longer a mystery anymore. It was just like, this is the bad guy. He's over here. Go get him.
Do you remember, wasn't it Jeff Foxworthy had Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
I never actually watched that show. I watched it
That
maybe
was
once or twice, but
that was fun in that so many times the kids would outdo the adults.
well, that's not hard. It also that was one of those things that went to show that like it doesn't matter if you went to school and were taught how to do this. It matters how long it's been since you've done it. That's the most important
Yeah,
thing because it's
how
like
much you've retained.
right. It's not that the adults didn't know how to figure out the answer. It's just they haven't done that kind of stuff in like 20, 30, 40 years, right?
Yeah.
It's all like I don't remember how to find like the hypotenuse of this, that, or the other because I don't use that on a regular basis.
Yeah. I can't tell you what the capital of every state is, but I had to learn it in school.
Exactly. There's so many things I knew how to do in school, but if you ask me now, I'd be like, I have no freaking clue. Like I aced calculus in high school. Aced it. I loved calculus in high school. Couldn't even tell you how to figure out what the slope was.
Whoa.
So what's slope?
I never took calculus. Never took trig. Couldn't get past algebra 2.
Yep. I aced math up through calculus and then completely lost all interest. Because it just wasn't something I wanted to learn, you know?
Speaking of which, I have something I'm going to send you one of these days, probably
Uh-oh.
in a few months. It was your dad's. Have you ever used a slide rule?
No.
Well, I've got his slide rule, and I'm going to send it to you one of these days.
I will take it. I will learn how to use a slide rule. I'll say that.
Well, I figured if anybody could figure it out, you could. I don't know how to use one. I never had to.
Me neither.
Calculators had come along by the time I got to that point.
Yeah, same.
But these things must have been really popular because his is in a nice little leather case, and you know, he obviously kept it for a long time.
Oh, I'm sure he used it in the Navy.
Well, he probably did, yeah. All right, what am I missing over here?
Okay, you've got a window directly across from me. The upper window at the very top.
That one up there?
Yeah, you're gonna have to get on your scaffolding to get it.
Yeah. This horn thing here, I haven't got completed either.
You will also have to get on your scaffolding for that. I can see the dirt from here,
Yeah.
and it's under like an awning that you can't hit from the ground, even with the full extension. It's actually what I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah, I can see some dirt from this angle too.
Fucking. Okay, horn's done. Ye old souvenir shop.
It's weird, though, what I can remember from your childhood that you don't remember.
I'm not surprised.
Especially when you were young.
Oh, for sure.
There was a program, it was a French program, or no, French Canadian. And the main characters were a pillow and a blanket.
Yep, I don't remember this.
And I've tried since to figure out what that was.
The main character, was it an animated thing or like puppets?
It was animated, I'm pretty sure. And the scene that it was set in was a crib.
Huh. Yeah, I don't recall that at all.
Yeah, you may have been pretty young at the time. And then there was
Go ahead.
Belle and Sebastian, which is one that you don't seem to remember, but we watched all the time. It was about the Basque boy and his Great Pyrenees dog.
What's weird is I don't remember it, but when you say a Great Pyrenees dog, I vaguely remember some cartoon that had a Pyrenees dog in it. But I don't know anything about it. I don't really remember it, you know? Maybe one of those things that's like, it had a dog in it. Yay, dog, I like dog.
Could be.
As a little kid, so that's why I remember that part.
Okay, that's all done.
Yeah, I remember almost nothing from when we lived in Oklahoma. Unsurprisingly.
Yeah, you didn't go to kindergarten in Oklahoma, did you?
I don't know. I remember having some kind of schooling there, but I don't know whether it was kindergarten or just like daycare. Or what. But I remember going to some place that had like for lack of a better phrase, they let us out to go play for like recess. Makes it sound like it was a what do you call it? A dog place.
A dog park.
Yeah, but like I remember a place that was not here, where we would go out for recess or something, and there was like a little tiny short wall.
I think you did go to kindergarten for a short time there because we moved.
Moved in November.
You were 5.
Yeah. I did go to kindergarten here as well, but it may have been one of those things that's like the first half of kindergarten was there and the second half of kindergarten was here.
Yeah.
Kind of thing, because that would have been the time that it would have switched, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because over Christmas holidays, where you would switch to the second half of the school year.
We moved the weekend after Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I've got all the buildings over here. I'm not sure, but I remember watching Ren and Stimpy with you guys.
Oh, yeah. Ren and Stimpy was awesome. Remember having a Stimpy doll that would fart when you pulled on his tongue?
Yeah, I remember that.
Or no, you pulled on his tongue to like load up a fart. And then you would squeeze him and he would
Squeeze
fart.
him, yeah.
I was like, this is awesome. I have a toy I can make fart. Every boy's dream. And then you guys, I would fart it so much, you guys would be all like, could you stop? You're like, no. How dare you buy me a toy that farts and then demand that I don't make it fart?
I remember feeling like the cool mom because I even let you watch Ren and Stimpy. Because so many people at the time wouldn't let their kids watch it.
You are the cool mom. What do you mean? All right, I think that's all of that. Piece of roof over here on your side that isn't clean. Let me clean that.
If you can find it, go clean it, because
What?
I couldn't find anything over there. %93.
that shit down. Oh. Let's move this somewhere so that I can actually... Okay. You got peas, zucchini, and cauliflower. And
Quinoa.
quinoa? What is quinoa anyway?
It's a grain.
Oh.
Kind of like barley, I guess. Sort of.
You just eat it on its own, or is it like oatmeal?
Yeah, it's like eating rice or
Oh,
pasta or whatever.
it's like eating rice. Okay. Like you're just eating oats? It's like burgle or millet. Cool. Two other references I don't understand. What is burgle and millet? Isn't
I think
millet
he
like...
means bulgur.
Isn't
And
that...
millet is
I was
that
like,
brown
isn't that...
stuff that grows in South Texas. The brown stuff.
The brown stuff? You mean grass? Trees? Bushes? It's all brown down here, Mom.
No, in fields full of stuff. Like instead of cotton, you'd grow millet, and it's kind of a reddish brown color.
I thought millet was like livestock feed.
Well, it is usually, but you can eat it. It can be eaten by humans, but it's used a lot in bird feed.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's true you eat horse food? You just get one of those buckets and tie it around your mouth?
Tie on the feed bag. You realize when I move, we're going to be in different time zones, right?
Well, I guess it'll make. Well, no, it'll be later for you, won't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll still start at 5:30, and you'll be starting at 6:30.
Yeah.
You have to start staying up later, Mom.
As if I don't stay up late enough already.
Yeah, she's moving to EST. What are we looking at? Like another month or so?
Maybe 6 weeks.
6 weeks? Month and a half?
Probably
Oh.
about the 1st of March, sometime in March,
Okay.
I would think, if everything goes well. Okay, the trees are all done.
Awesome. You gonna work on the grass?
Yeah, let me change my nozzle here.
Quinoa is similar to sorghum. Sorghum I am familiar with. Also livestock feed.
Sorghum makes molasses.
I thought brown sugar made molasses.
Well, brown sugar is,
Or it's a byproduct or like
it's a byproduct of it, yeah.
Yeah. Guy over here he literally is strapping on a feed bag and having dinner. Everything that we use, that we commonly, at least in this part of the country, commonly uses livestock feed. He's like, I'm having that for dinner. All right. So these things, do you just eat them dry as though they were like rice or oatmeal or something? Or is it cooked into something? Cattle is also fed with millet there. Okay, yes. So I'm not wrong. It is livestock feed. It's just we don't eat it generally, or at least I don't eat it generally as a...
Yeah, millet is not commonly eaten by people here.
You eat rice dry? Well, no, but you know what I mean. Like not cooked into another food. Like, do you with quinoa or millet or whatever it is, livestock feed that you're eating? Are, are you making it like you would make oatmeal? Like, are you cooking it like rice? How is it prepared? Because I know all of these things as oats, as kind of like an oat type product.
Cream of wheat, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe.
Like, I wouldn't say I eat oats. I would say I'm eating oatmeal. But maybe that's just like, you also wouldn't say you're eating rice meal. You just say you're eating rice, right?
Oatmeal is a dish made from oats.
Correct. It's cooked similarly to rice. Okay.
Yay! 99%.
Cup of grain, a cup and a half of water, spices, that kind of stuff. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, what are we missing?
I don't know, something. Center display floor trim. So the trim around the outside of this center display, this thing right here, Mom.
What?
This thing. It's dirty somewhere. Got it.
Okay, then.
City road trim. City walls.
No, that's a sidewalk. Okay. Road trim. What's road trim?
Okay, got the road trim. There's a wall. There's a city wall somewhere that's still dirty.
It's over here.
On my side?
Well, I didn't say it was on your side. No, I'm just saying that's what is the city wall.
Oh, I thought the dirty one was on. I thought you found the dirty one. I was
No,
like,
it's
no
all one
way.
thing.
All right, I found it. Oh, it's all the red. Remember how you said red is hard to get off?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of red on one of yours.
Okay.
It didn't all come off. Okay. Mine had very little red on it. Okay, what else we got? Forge windows. So that's like the windows on the shops at the top. There's one of those. Lamp post flower box.
I don't have the forge on this side. Must be on your side. There it is. Forge. Upper wall. What was it on the forge?
Window.
Window.
Oh, I see it. Got it.
Okay.
Let's see. Shop sidewalk.
Okay. It's not on this side, evidently. Okay, got that.
Tavern upper
Tavern.
wall.
This is the tavern.
What's the tavern? Oh,
This building here that I'm washing. We may have to get on the scaffolding to find it. Nope, you got it.
Wolf, that was
Okay.
almost 3 hours. Wow.
That was a big one.